We saw the teaser to the new song by ILLIT, and we were getting serious question mark vibes, right, Donna?
Mm-hmm.
And the video hasn't been out for more than 12 hours, and there's already kind of a brouhaha forming.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so we can't wait to watch this video and discuss it. All right, here we go.
Baby, I'm just trying to play cool, but I just can't hide that I want you. Wait a minute, 이게 뭐지? 내 심장이 열렸다. 잠깐만 요. 저 멀리서도
Interesting. Oh. Okay.
This time I want.
Okay. Something weird is going on.
I like this.
Oh.
Baby, don't say no. I got the R-type. 넌 지금 완전 B. 애소한 극이지만 그래서 끌리지. 내가 만들어 green light. 여잔 배짱이지. So let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. 숨기고 싶지 않아 자석 같은 말. 내 맘에 끌린 대로 너를 향해 갈게, boy. 네 맹기 타입 인정할게.
Sort of looks like a hotel room.
I want you, like it's magnetic. Super equaling, like it's magnetic.
What is that on the floor? They're sideways or something. It's like, ooh, that is very creepy. Ooh, okay. They punch through.
This time I want you, like it's magnetic.
Now they look like they're attending a wedding reception. But no one is there.
Whoa.
I like this chorus.
Baby, don't say no.
One of us has to go first here, Donna. Are you up for it?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's definitely very intriguing for sure. I definitely got major backrooms vibes from this, especially when they get trapped and they're going down that creepy greenish hallway with the sort of sad carpet. And I only know about what Backrooms is from my daughter, but apparently it's a thing, and now it's a video game. But I'm not really sure what the purpose of that is, except that it gives it another slightly creepy, edgier vibe to this, and what is otherwise kind of a very boppy song. I mean, I like the chorus. The magnetic idea is really cool. So definitely intrigued. I think it's a really cool debut.
I was kind of surprised by how much I immediately liked the song. It is not like some sort of brand new style that we haven't heard before. So I wasn't like sitting there going, oh, what is this extremely fresh, different new thing? However, I could tell I was definitely grooving to the rhythm, and it's definitely reminiscent of, a group that we all know.
Should
And
we talk about the elephant in the room?
I don't know if we need to talk about the elephant in the room, but I can say one thing for sure, that I am not finding myself feeling like I don't want to hear more of this. So it's interesting because they're giving me the thing that I like so much, and it was so well done, and I just definitely enjoyed the video. The video had that we were hearing some people referring to it as having like liminal like qualities to it.
Well, the back
And
rooms is definitely a reference to liminal space.
yeah,
And so
which is like empty places, and it's sort of like sometimes when you're having a bad dream, and like one time I had a terrible dream where I was like in this ginormous mall and there was nobody there and it was just me, and being a big fan of that television show, The Twilight Zone, back in the 60s, that show was famous for having many, many episodes where a character would find themselves in some abandoned town, or like an astronaut would land on a planet, there's nobody there or something like that. And it always gave a very unsettling, creepy feeling. Thus, we all kind of came to know and love the show The Twilight Zone for having this very creepy, eerie feel to it. And the movie The Shining was famous also for having this like family that was stuck in this hotel during the winter where there was nobody there, and it was just incredibly scary and creepy and eerie.
This had
and
slightly Shining vibes as well.
Right? And so I was wondering while I was watching this, like, why is this sort of this thing that's happening in some of these newer fifth gen groups that, well, this one and one other that like, that is working so well. And I think this is going to be very appealing to younger fans. And I think that, is it possible, Donna, that like the younger generation is experiencing some sort of a like the whole pandemic was sort of like an experience that like had us in a transition, stuck in
Feeling
some place.
like you're trapped a little bit.
Global warming makes you feel like we're trapped and we're transitioning in the world is transitioning, and it's unsettling. We don't know where things are going. It gives you a sense of unease and an existential kind of like dilemma that you feel like you can't escape from. And I almost wonder if artistically they are tapping into those feelings and expressing them in a way that makes, because like the great art imitates like or takes from real life and communicates it in a way that like feels enjoyable, even though the real life experience itself is maybe painful or unsettling or causes you angst. And so I'm sort of like wondering, is it possible that not just Gen Z, maybe all of us, like everybody is attracted to this, you know?
I mean, we're all like, shut in for a while. And so I think we can all relate to that feeling at this point.
Yeah. And I think that it's an aesthetic that I think the people behind these videos are aware of, and they're intentionally using these feelings to communicate something, whether it's a melancholy feeling or whether it's a feeling of longing or loss or fear of some sort of unknown future. And
I mean, you are taking this very, very deep in sort of the larger picture, but in terms of applying it to this video itself and what I could catch from the lyrics, they're talking about this desire, right? They want something, and they want love. And I think that it's sort of speaking to kind of being, I think, this liminal space between adolescence and adulthood, and not really quite being able to experience that love yet, Well, and they're
like
kind of trapped in this dream space where they want it, but it's not, it's not becoming a reality.
Donna, that's great. The adolescent transition of life is itself fraught with like angst.
A lot of anxiety.
Like that's what when I was growing up as a teenager, they would talk about teenage angst. It was a term that was used a lot. I don't hear people using that term anymore, but is it possible that like in this video they're tapping into that? And is it possible that the way Gen Z is going through that adolescent angst, it's different. It seems more muted. It doesn't seem as like rebellious and angry. It seems sort of almost resigned, and there's something very kind of quizzical about why there's a muted quality to it. And like when I think about you said like I'm like taking this very deep, like when I see like an image like this right here, Donna, I'm just sort of scanning through the video itself.
That's very haunting.
They're using like filters and they're you know, it's very soft, and the lighting, it's all very like diffused, and to me, like that quality of the way it looks and the aesthetic is expressing the feeling that I'm sort of getting at. I'm not sure if that's there. Like we can certainly like, you know, ask our viewers if you agree with any of these thoughts. Please, you know, send us a comment and chime in and add to the discussion. But you know, like this dress, Donna, I know
it's definitely
it's
giving Alice in Wonderland vibes.
Alice in Wonderland and maybe Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, which are two female young characters.
Dorothy too. Yeah.
Young female characters who find themselves in like a very like
they
surreal,
fall into a different world, an alternate reality.
Surreal experience of like, you know, either being in Oz or being in the Mad Hatter world or whatever. And like here again, it's just more of that diffused, and like even the quality of the paint, the art direction, you know, it's
and that could be
headband.
Like a looking glass. That little marble could be a looking glass, you know.
And the headband's definitely Alice in Wonderland-ish. And, you know, there's...
the puffy sleeves.
There's just quite a few interesting things going on in this whole thing. And there's like this empty hotel with like pillows scattered on the floor. You know, this pattern on the... Oh, wow, Don, I just noticed this pattern on the floor. That's straight up from The Shining. They have these octagonal patterned like rugs.
Oh, really?
Maybe in the editing, I'll cut in a shot of that so, you know, we can compare it to like the Overlook Hotel, which is one of my favorite movies, The Shining. I've seen it probably like 100 times. And I think that it's a masterpiece, Stanley Kubrick masterpiece. The choreography and this pose here, this is just like very like, for me, it really reminds me of like, in like Twice as Fancy, some of the hand positions that are just kind of reminiscent of like Korean female folk dancing, and
but it's also kind of creepy, right? Like it's a kind of broken body posture.
Yeah, totally. And like you got light flares going on here, so there's just like kind of like this. There's like so many qualities that are done here that it's not. This is like a more sophisticated cinematography and direction of music video that's reminiscent of like, who do we love so much who direct the Korean director who
Woo Suk-shin.
Like it feels very like reminiscent of his style. And we thought that there was some sort of like Sixth Sense type of feelings that were, you know, that
I
he
was
draws
getting
upon.
definitely being John Malkovich as well.
Yeah.
Or, you know, those type of movies where, because then they're in the hallway and it's like sideways and it's sort of the ceiling's too low, you know. This scene here, this locker room sauna, I don't know what this is. It's kind of weird too.
And you it's funny because, you know, I was just saying The Sixth Sense. In The Sixth Sense, there's a moment where the mother goes to turns her head one way to her son, and when she turned back, all the drawers in the kitchen were open to suggest that something evil in the house happened, something surreal happened. She screamed, and she's like, "What? There's no way her son in 1 second could have opened every drawer and cabinet door." And here, like all the doors are open and all the clothing is out. Not that something surreal happened, but it just reminds me of these kind of unsettling images that like there's nobody. It's unsettling because there's nobody here, but it's all left as if there was just like about 20 people in this room. You know what I mean? A locker room where a bunch of people were changing, but then suddenly everybody's vanished. So how could it be like that? Why would everybody leave that room in that state? You know? So there's all these interesting qualities. And these mirrors, like this, like it's almost kind of like a. Here, let's watch some of it with the sound. Oh, like that shot right there. Oh my gosh, I need to like go back to that. That's like, that's
seeing them from behind too is interesting shot.
Yes, and the light coming out is sort of reminiscent of some of those like scary movies with the little kids. Like what was that?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of great great imagery going on in this whole video. I definitely was like finding myself attracted to the aesthetic of the whole thing. And
at the same time, it's kind of subtle. Like there's nothing super obvious going on. You know what I mean? Like there's no monster that's like popping out or like
there's
no obvious narrative.
There's no allusion to any like specific evil or anything like that. So the absence of like some dread or evil is kind of makes it very still in this sort of light K-pop entertainment world, which I am glad for. Because
and this is the classic backroom thing with this damp looking carpet. I thought this was puzzling too, where they kind of look like
low
they're
angle.
At a wedding reception, but then it's sad, right? Because there's like no one there, you know? Like
I like the choreography too that's happening like interspersed throughout this whole thing. Oh, like that. I remember this part where they were rolling and then she ended up in bed. There's just
right.
There's a lot happening here that's
creepy too.
Unlike like of some of the videos where there's like all kinds of lore and we can't figure out what all the lore is. I mean, I don't sense that there's like lore happening here and this all points to meaning to something specific that we're all supposed to like build all these like Easter eggs into something. It just feels like it's more just meant to be visually enjoyable to watch, but at the same time there's some sort of like
somebody's gonna come up with something though.
That's true. Well, if that somebody is here watching our video, like put it in a comment and tell us, because you save us a lot of work having to go find out what this is all about.
Put your ideas in the comments, please. We love seeing it.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we hope that you enjoyed our reaction to this video. And if you like our channel and you like what we do, please give us a share, give us a like, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you at our next one.
Thanks for watching.